Yeah, I mean, I watched the first one in the cinema, then I watched it again on DVD. I I was ecstatic. Like I completely didn't expect it. I was so happy to be asked to be involved. I loved the first movie. I thought it was hilarious and clever and heartwarming, and I loved the characters. Um, and I'd spoken to James a few times. He's a lovely man and a brilliant director, so I was just so happy to be involved. Well, I play Ayesha, and she's the high priestess of the sovereign planet. And, she's a very sort of powerful woman within this planet. She runs everything with an iron fist. And her people are, I mean, we're this sort of genetically engineered race of aliens. And we're all gold and perfect and, born to be physically and mentally impeccable. And so she's hired the Guardians to protect the batteries from an intergalactic beast. It's an interesting thing with Aisha because she's so, I mean, they're, because they think they are so superior, they're highly judgmental of anyone. And, everybody, as far as they're concerned, is sort of inbred and disgusting and filthy and sort of scraping the barrel. So I think that the great thing about that exchange with Quill is that she's intrigued by him, but she's repulsed at the same time. I mean, she's so magnanimous. She's just this majestic kind of creature. It's all about high maintenance with her. I mean, I think what Juliana, our costume designer, managed to do was create something that, I mean, I've never seen it really before on screen. I was completely blown away when they were creating it. It's very Elizabethan, and, Ayesha has these chambermaids. You definitely can't put that outfit on yourself. You get the sense, in terms of the ritual, that there's sort of 8 of them flitting around her sort of chamber getting her dressed, because it's just this enormous beast of a dress. But it lends her this instant kind of status and otherworldliness, and like an Elizabethan queen, she's untouchable in that dress. The wonderful thing about working with James is that he is the writer and the director, so he is super spontaneous and flexible. And I think that James just has this wicked sense of comic timing, and the comedy in his writing is so wonderful to work with as an actor. I mean, Ayesha is very straight, and a lot of the comedy is circumstantial, when she's walking across the snow in the massive fur cape. It's ridiculous. She's flirting with Quill, and then she's sort of furious in the same instant because he turns her down, and the sort of repulsion she gets from anybody who's not her species. I mean, there's so much humor in that, and also her fall from grace, for playing that sort of like complete hysterical tantrum. I mean, it's already all in the writing, and I think, what I really loved about working with James is he's very relaxed, and he really loves working with his actors, and he really loves creating this universe. So there's a sort of joy when you're working on this set, and people are, it's like a family, and people are very chill, and they really love working together, and it's just a really beautiful atmosphere to work in. I think what's beautiful about this film is it's a homecoming sort of story. It's about a search for identity, but then, I suppose the message in the film is you might look for it in external sources and through your parents or through your heritage, or, Quill's always asking, who is he, where does he come from? And then, of course, you find that he already knew all along, and in that way, it's sort of very moral tale, I think, but it's a moral tale, but it comes from the brain of James Gunn, so it's equally hilarious.